Hello and welcome to Stout Sunday of September 6, 2020. We may have some people joining. John Anile was unable to do it. He said if anybody wanted to host it, go ahead and do it. Alex was trying to set it up this morning, Alex the beer master, but it didn't work out. I had a stout and I told him I did it. He said, I don't have a stout, but we can still do it. I said, well, if you don't have a stout, that kind of defeats the purpose. And secondly, I got this toilet I'm trying to fix. It's leaking. I can't have water going onto the floor. I think it was the gasket below the tank that holds the water, or what they call it in England, a water closet. The tank, and it was very deteriorated. Looks like it's fixed, but you know how that goes. Gotta wait to see. But I was telling some of the people, I said we could do it later. We could do it today if you want. And Ronnie S. said he might do it. So I was thinking, what stout am I going to bring? Because I have porters. I have a porter, Wasatch Nitro Polygamy Nitro Porter, 6%. Pretty nice. I have the Murphy's Irish Stout. My friend David gave it to me. Thank you, David, for that can. He said, I don't like that stuff. I said, oh, well. I have I have a good number of exciting items, but I thought I'll bring this one today. Maybe I should have brought the Murphy's, but this is a barrel-aged beer. Oh wait, never mind. I grabbed the wrong one. Hold on, I gotta back out of this one. I can't show this one yet. Forget that one. That one's not ready. That one's not ready. That one's not ready. But I do have one Have you tried Belgian Beaver's Peanut Butter Milk Stout? No, I haven't, because we don't get it around here. I've never seen it in Louisiana. So I have another Founders beer. Founders Breakfast Stout. Double chocolate coffee oatmeal. Double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. 12 ounces from Grand Rapids, Michigan. 60 international bitterness units. 8.3% alcohol. Bottled on June 13, 2020. Man, this thing will hold up 5 years, I bet you. Matthew Penner, it's a delicious beer. Oh, I bet it's good. I would love to try it, the one you're talking about. Let's see, breakfast stout. I'm looking at the website. Let's look at the website together. Then we'll bring in some more participants if they join. Breakfast stout. On tap at Grand Rapids. It's sold in draft. I have never seen it on draft, but I don't go to all those places a lot. In 4-packs of the bottles. The coffee lover's consummate beer brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and 2 types of coffee. I don't know what types of coffee they are. Maybe it's Maxwell House and Folgers. I don't know. This stout has an intense, fresh roasted Java nose topped with a frothy cinnamon-colored head that goes forever. A wake-up call. Wow. Oh. Ha 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 ha. Ferris coffee and nut. There we go. Nut coffee and Ferris coffee. Okay. Not Folgers and Maxwell House. All right. Goblin. Well, I don't want to get into political stuff right now, on a beer video, but we'll focus on the beer. Well, I mean, most people that know me already know I have a right wing mindset, right wing ideology, so to speak. All right, so well, people are looking at this for beer, not politics. People get crazy.
Hey, Ron.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, there was some noise at first. Okay, so somebody was asking me political questions, and I said, no, I didn't want to get into it. And people watch this to see the beer videos, so save the politics till later. And some people get so angry about it anyway. They can't look at stuff in context. Like if they disagree with us on politics, they won't talk beer with us anymore.
Well, maybe they do agree with you.
Talk to you anymore because you don't agree with me on politics. All right.
Yeah, but
okay,
maybe he does agree with you.
That's a grown-up way of looking at it.
Do you know he doesn't agree
But
with
I'm being
you?
sarcastic.
I'm just asking.
All right, so I was showing my stout, the Founders Breakfast Stout. And what do you have today?
All right, so I just left the beach a little while ago.
Can't hear your audio. Try again.
You hear me?
Yeah. I don't avoid. Look.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you talking. He's going to come back on. He lost his audio. He'll be back on. I don't know. I don't really worry about. I really don't mind talking about politics. It's just that I think people join the beer videos to want to watch beer. So we try to leave it out. I can hear Ronnie. Well, I couldn't hear him. He went dead. So if he reboots. Hey, Grinder. If he reboots, we'll go with it. Probably work. It'll probably work.
You hear me?
Try it now.
Can you hear me?
Start talking.
Yeah, I'm talking.
The audio is very low. Let me try again.
Hello.
Oh yeah, good. All right, so show us what you've got.
Okay. This is all I was able to pick up. I stopped at the liquor store on the way back from the beach.
All
All they had was Guinness.
I'll be right back.
All right, I'll give it a 4.
Nitro can, 4.2% alcohol, been on the market since 1959. I really think it was 58. I think they test marketed it, and then they brought it out officially 61 years ago. Yeah, it's got that reverse cascade. I poured mine. Look.
What do you got?
I've got the ever famous Founders Breakfast Stout, 8.3.
All right. So you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking of restarting my computer.
Yeah, I'll let you know if it fails.
Okay. Where's everybody at, man? Just me and you?
Well, I was telling a backstory earlier before you joined. Good afternoon, Tommy. Yeah, I'm like you, Grinder. I don't mind talking politics and beer and even baseball, but we'll focus on the beer for now. This morning, John and Ellie, I saw he had a message saying he was going to go and visit people for Labor Day. And
yeah,
if anybody wanted to do Stout Sunday, go ahead.
I saw that.
So then Alex wanted to do it. Well, I started having trouble in my house with a toilet. So I had to work on that to keep it from leaking, which was irritating. And then hopefully, I think I have it fixed now. Let's hope. So I was dealing with all of that. And then I got on and Alex said, well, let's do it. I said, I have this stout. And he said, well, no one else is here, but I don't have a stout. I said, well, there's really no point. I said,
so really, Alex is hosting without a stout.
Right. I said, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to do that. there's no point. Let's just forget it. I said, let's wait till next week. I said, I got to deal with this toilet anyway. I'm like all nervous about that. And
Okay, so you decided to do round 2.
yeah, he was saying we could just hang out and all. I said, no, let me go deal with the toilet. So I was glad I got that fixed. So then after I calmed down and ate lunch and rested, I said, well, and I could see it wasn't leaking anymore. And let's hope it doesn't. I said, well, maybe we could still do it this afternoon. So I put the alert out there about 2 hours ago, hour and a half ago. So that's where we are now. And then you said you would join, and there we go. There we go.
Okay, cool.
And other people can jump in, but Labor Day, they're out and about, I guess.
Yeah, well, I was out and about. I went out to I told you this morning on One Busters that I was thinking of going to the beach.
I saw that, yeah. And then I saw you look nice.
I went over there about 9:30. We got there, stayed for 5 hours or so. So it was a nice day.
Hope you're socially isolated, and I hope you wore a mask the whole time.
Oh no, not at all. And nobody else did, so it's good to see. The beach is actually pretty packed.
Huh. So everybody there must be selfish and hate the world.
Right, they want to kill their grandmas.
All right, it's terrible. Horrible. Terrible. Horrible.
How far do you live from the beach?
I'm actually about 6 miles from the first beach. It's a beach. There's sand, waves.
Yeah.
Brackish water, though. It's half salt, half fresh. I have swam there. I mean, it's not a popular swimming area. There are seafood restaurants around there, though, that are pretty popular. So
that's good. I actually had some crab legs. We went to Hooters, actually. Hooters has good crab legs. This is the first time I ever had
them. So I'm glad you enjoyed those. Well, the beach 6 miles from me, if you get in that lake, it'll lead you to the Gulf of Mexico. Like you can go to the Gulf of Mexico through that lake.
Oh, okay.
It'll lead you to the Gulf. So there's a lot of crabs in there. And they've even seen manatees out there.
Yeah.
I never saw anything like that.
I was actually swimming in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Clearwater Beach is right in the Gulf.
In the Gulf, yeah. And we get those alligator gars around here. I've seen those. They're kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fish that's all mouth. They got these razor sharp teeth.
Really?
And they call it an alligator garfish because it looked like you would hate to see if it bit you,
It's a fish that they gave it the alligator name because of the mouth.
Yeah, alligator gar.
Wow, that's kind of frightening. Yeah.
Look it up on the internet and you'll see why you wouldn't want to get bit by one.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to show my stout, and then you can show yours, and then see who else joins. I guess we won't be on too long. We had a really good wine hangout
Today. Oh, the other day, yeah.
On Friday night.
I like that. Yeah.
MD 2020 red grape.
Good stuff.
Yes,
there's really no waves in the Gulf. That's the thing.
But
waves are
where you
very
are.
small.
I mean, in this area where we are, there are lots of waves.
Really?
Oh yeah.
On the west coast of Florida, there's basically no waves.
They're having a heat wave, California.
And if you go on the East Coast, and then if you go up the East Coast of the United States, there's a lot of waves because it's coming from the ocean.
Yeah. Well, where we are in the middle of the Gulf, they have pretty big waves hitting the beach and bad undertow. But the water is very brown and muddy because the Gulf of Mexico dumps. I mean, the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River dumps all that dirt into the Gulf. So all around Louisiana, it's like a big fan into Louisiana and Mississippi. It just makes that dirt. By the time you get to Florida, it'd be clear,
Yeah. So is it like that in like Mississippi and Alabama too?
It gets less and less, but that Mississippi River dumps so much sand into the Gulf, that brown sand, it just clouds it up.
Yeah. I've actually heard that like the Panhandle of Florida, those beaches up there are pretty nice.
Yeah, they don't have any big rivers dumping in. And if you go to the Gulf down in Key West, it's crystal clear. You can see 50
Yeah.
feet down, 50
Yeah.
feet clear is about.
One of these days I'm gonna go to Key West. That's on my bucket list of things I want to do.
I've driven there twice. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
I saw your videos. Um,
Oh,
when did you do that? That was like a year or two ago, right?
it was longer than that. Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah, that was a great trip. Good Chinese restaurant down there too. I just thought I'd mention that. All right, so now I'll show my stout and then you show yours. So
Hmm.
this one is dark brown. It's not black, but it's very dark. Now the aroma, rich bread crust, brown bread crust. That's really the calling card of this. Dark brown bread. And some people give me a hard time and say, man, all you say is bread when you talk about beer. Well, think about it. What is
You
beer?
do say it a lot. You say bread crust a lot.
Yes, but I think it's apropos. I think it makes sense because bread is made out of grain, specifically wheat, of course. But beer is made out of the same
The same ingredients.
ingredients,
Yeah.
except for hops. But but beer is made with the yeast and the grains, so
Yeah. So good, very good point.
it makes sense. Now, and people call some beers liquid bread. There is some oats, a lot of dark charred, but not burnt charred barley. It's pretty bitter from the char, and I wouldn't say from the hops so much. It's a pretty heavy body, but let me take one more sip. Yeah, it's starting to get into heavy, a little velvety mouthfeel from the oats.
What's the ABV on that, Ron?
Medium dry finish, 8.3. But it's a great value. You can get this for $2.49 a bottle. Some stores have it $2.29 a bottle.
What, 12 ounce?
Yeah, it's like a winner, It's a winner. Yours is a winner. You're drinking a winner. A mass
Is that like your go-to stout?
This?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but it's a good one to reach for like Stout Sunday because everybody always likes it. And, they're always good. I like to see you're having a shootout, and I like to see the. I like
No,
to.
it's like one of those muscle cars or something.
Oh yeah, I like to see the baby eating the oatmeal.
Yeah, the iconic baby.
I think beer is healthy, but that label was banned in some places because these neo-Puritans said you're encouraging children to drink. But
when the baby isn't even drinking, he's eating.
But these are people with a child's mentality, you see.
Where is this that they banned it?
One of these states, I think in Maine or somewhere like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Massachusetts, but I doubt it's Massachusetts. But that's where they have the Puritan background.
Yeah,
But they're very big into beer in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I think it was one of the New England states. But
Maine, I could see Maine makes sense.
Maine used to be owned by Massachusetts.
Didn't Maine used to be part of Canada or no?
No, it was part of Massachusetts.
Okay.
It was a part of Massachusetts, and then
it's a big territory.
Yeah, it was a big territory, and then I think it was called the District of Maine.
What happened there?
It was so empty, but then they made it into a state as part of the Missouri Compromise of 1820. So, and the people in Maine didn't really want to be part of Massachusetts anyway because it was separated. It was like,
it's not connected.
Yeah, you had to drive. You had to drive through New Hampshire to get to Maine.
Well, I'm surprised, that Massachusetts would have easily given it up because Massachusetts is so small and Maine is such a large territory.
Yeah, I guess they just, I don't know, it might have been a hassle to run it or something. I don't know. They probably regret doing it now. But
yeah, I guess back then it wasn't really inhabited and maybe, full of Native Americans and fights and stuff.
But they did break it off into its own state. And
They might have had hassle from the British up in the Canadian territory back then too, because it was so close to Maine.
Well, yeah, it did get invaded. It did get invaded in 1814
During
and
the war.
British, yeah, and the British tore it up pretty bad. They couldn't. U.S. couldn't defend it. It was so far out. They couldn't really defend it. So it got torn up pretty bad. And I think they were resentful about it. And but it became its own state. Yeah, I've been to Maine. Oh yeah, here's.
I've heard that Maine is very nice in the summertime. They have beautiful weather up there, but then it gets cold very quickly once fall comes around.
Probably cold already now, but
yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Maine about 4 or 5 times. Most of it is empty, like, it's very rural. There's a little compacted area at the bottom where people live, and the rest is very spread out.
Oh, really? So it's not just along the eastern seaboard? That's what I would have thought. A lot of settlement around there.
Yeah, it's mostly the people live right at the very bottom.
Okay. Is Nova Scotia the one that's right on top of there?
It's very, very congested at the bottom. No, New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
And then Nova Scotia. We went to all those areas.
Yeah, you've been around, right? You've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, when we went to New Brunswick, we went to the capital, Frederickstown, which is really Frederickstown, which is small, probably the size of I was gonna say Clearwater, but it's probably smaller than Clearwater. But it's a little quaint little town. And
Clearwater isn't that small.
I know, that's what I say. It's probably smaller than Clearwater, but we went to Fredericton and we watched the changing of the guard at the government house.
Changing of what guard? The governor coming in, a new governor?
The royal guards. No, they have soldiers that march around. Like in England, they have those guards that guard the palace.
The ones that can't move.
Yeah, so in Fredericton, they have guards that guard the lieutenant governor's mansion. He's the representative of the queen, the lieutenant governor.
Okay.
And so we went to the changing of the guard ceremony. Well, they get tired, so they have to change them out. So they have this big formalized.
What do they do every day?
Yeah, they just march around in these red coats. And then the new people come in and they say, okay, well.
Is that like a tourist attraction up there?
I think some people go see that. We wanted to go. I wanted to go see it. It's kind of interesting. All right, now you're going to showcase your stout. It was actually very interesting. Okay, you're going to showcase your stout.
Okay, I'll pour the rest of it in here. I have a 16-ounce can here. I bought a 4-pack of these. To tell you the truth, I don't even know how much it costs because I was in a bit of a hurry.
That's okay.
It's pretty dark.
Looks nice.
Yeah, and then I showed you it has that nice cascading head when you first pour it in. That's pretty cool. It has the widget, it's called, right, inside the can.
Yeah, the nitro widget. It's a ball that spins and it spews out the nitro.
Are you supposed to shake it or move it around before you open it? Because I didn't even do that.
No.
You're not supposed to. The Budweiser one you are.
The Budweiser, but yeah, because it doesn't have a widget.
Oh. I think the Budweiser does have a widget. No? Okay.
No.
All right. So it smells toasty, like a burnt pumpernickel crust bread. I'll say it has that, just like we were talking about. Like roasty, toasty is how. I would say pumpernickel, like a burnt one, like a burnt toast.
Burnt toast, but not too charred.
No, not too much. But a little bit on the burn side, I would say, than just toasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't take long to get here. I was gonna head out now, and I had to get a drop.
Yeah, probably to read it.
Well, we get to find out what the neighbors are up to.
Well, I know, so that's what I'm gonna have to figure out.
And then the taste. It's. I think we've talked about this before. Once you've had other stouts that are way stronger than this, it just seems watery and bland. But you have to take your mindset out of that and review it for what it is. It's not a bourbon barrel aged
Right.
imperial stout, which I think is kind of messed up that you actually start. Well, I started, my stout journey with the big stuff. I never really drank Guinness before, honestly. I just, I drank other beers. I never really drank stouts. So when I started drinking stouts with you guys, I started with, heavy stouts. And then when I go and I try the Guinness, it just, it's not up to par from
No.
what I would had expected from stouts. I mean, I'm definitely picking up, it's like a watery, just, not much flavor. But whatever, I expected that.
So you find it's a little bit bland?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, what is it, 4.2 you said?
Yeah, 4.2.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? It's to be expected. It's not a 10.5%,
Period.
barrel aged stout.
But does it have a good taste, or is it?
Yeah, it has that stout taste to it. I'd say 50% and then 50% kind of watery.
They call it a stout, but I think it's more like a porter. It's so low.
Hmm.
And there's some old advertisements from years ago. You can find them on internet.
Yeah.
Old magazine ads from years ago that say Guinness, a wonderful porter. I'm like, well, they called it a porter themselves.
So when did they stop calling it a porter?
I don't know. Good question. Probably about 50 years ago. I don't know.
It's funny because like growing up and drinking beers and stuff, I always heard everybody would always say Guinness is just too strong. It's too has a different flavor.
It's thin.
And it's not strong at all.
It's mild.
Yeah, it really, really is. I mean, 4.2. That's less than Bud Light.
No, Bud Light is 4.2, but that's
Bud Light is 4.2.
But it's on par with Bud Light. And look,
yeah.
Guinness, if you want a strong Guinness, get the Foreign Extra Stout, 7.5.
So this one right here, the Guinness Drought Stout, is this like when people talk about Guinness just in a general sense? Is this the one they're talking about?
The draft, not drought. Draft, yeah.
Okay, so I just don't understand why people say it's so strong. How did it even get that kind of moniker? It actually turned me off from even trying Guinness.
Well, there's a reason probably because in the Caribbean countries, like the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, the Turks and Caicos Islands, they always got the 7. Okay, good. They always got the 7.5% Foreign Extra Stout. So a lot of the American people in America that were out at sea in the years of America trading around the world, they went down to Jamaica, to Kingston, or to the Turks and Caicos Islands or the Cayman Islands or Trinidad and Tobago, or like out in the Indian Ocean to like what's the name of that island? That island country. Anyway, and I'm trying to say not Reunion Island. That's a French island. Hell.
Which island?
And so they were drinking. I'm just thinking of ports. And then so those people got the Foreign Extra Stout. That was their Guinness. So if the Americans were going out to those areas drinking Guinness, it was the thick, rich one, If you went to Dublin or London or New York City, you were getting the thin 4.2 draft. So it wasn't
what was the ABV on the other one?
7.5.
Okay. Big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever had the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout?
I don't think I have.
It's a different world. It's a yellow label. That's a different world. That's a different world.
Okay. So you like hosting these things, Ron?
Do you think I like it?
Yeah, I mean, you do it.
Do I seem to dislike it?
I know you. Well, you stopped doing Fandango Friday, so that was
Oh,
too much.
yeah, it was too much to do Fandango Friday and super inclusive Saturday. I just wanted to lay in bed and watch the baseball
Yeah.
game. You know, it's like you can't take it after a while.
But I was just asking because I noticed that it's actually pretty easy. When we did our review the other night, it's. I guess if you have a lot of comments rolling in, you want to show them all.
Right.
But I found it pretty smooth operating.
It's driving me crazy that I can't think of this island country out there.
Where is it? I mean,
in
where is it?
It used to be a British colony. Oh, what's the name of that place, man? It's driving me crazy.
Or where is it located? Maybe I know.
In the Indian Ocean. I'm going to think of it when I get off the air. Seychelles. I'm sorry.
Bombay?
Seychelles.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and so if you went to Seychelles or Reunion, you would get the foreign extra stout, which is a lot stronger. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to show you when I talked about the changing of the guard. Here's the flag of the Governor General of Nova Scotia today. This is the current flag of the governor. I'm sorry, no, the Lieutenant Governor. I said the wrong word. Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. Excuse me.
Okay. Looks a lot like the British flag.
Yes, you got the maple leaves.
The UK flag.
You got the British Union Jack.
Yeah.
You got
What's
the,
going on there in
lion.
the middle? What's that about?
You got the Royal Lion, and then you got the flag of Scotland.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, because Nova Scotia means New Scotland in Latin. New Scotland.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Nova is New, Scotia is Scotland. So
I did know Nova means new. I didn't realize Scotia was Scotland.
yeah, so
That's Latin, right?
Latin, right? So the Lieutenant Governor is the representative, the official representative of the Queen in Nova Scotia. So
Is there a governor on top of him?
no, there's a governor for the whole country of Canada called the Governor General.
Oh. So like here, how in the states they have the governor, and then for each state, and then they have a lieutenant governor underneath him.
Right, but in Canada it means in Canada it's a different concept. In Canada, the Governor General is the governor for the whole country. He represents, or she represents, the Queen for the whole country, and then each province has a lieutenant governor who represents the Queen in the province. Whereas in the United States, we have a governor who represents himself or herself, and then we have a lieutenant governor who's like the vice president, the assistant governor, who doesn't do too much except wait for the governor to. Hey, well, I don't want you cursing on this channel, okay? Don't use bad language. I'm gonna.
Oh.
I'm talking to one of the commenters.
Oh. You want me to moderate it? I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah. You could say, I take issue with Canada, but we don't need, you could go to the streets for cussing,
What do you mean you take issue with Canada? Is that true?
I don't know, somebody making a comment. Now,
I think you take issue with Canada.
Now, if you would like, I will bring in a second stout because I haven't been drinking beer today because I've been working on the toilet all day.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Simon, yes, each province has a prime minister. They call it a premier. And the country has a prime minister who is the manager who manages the day-to-day operations of the government. Correct.
All right, we got stout number 2 coming from Ron. I guess Alex, the beer master, didn't bother to pick up a stout this whole day, even though he was going to host it in the morning.
I don't know if he was able to get it, and I told him, I said, well, just get a stout for next Sunday. He was thinking about it.
Okay.
I said, well, you could.
It's funny how he was going to host it, but he didn't even have a stout.
he didn't have a stout. He just wanted to do a host, you know. But I said, forget it. Let's not do it. But he could join now if he had a stout. The weather's hot here.
Oh, that's what I said. Very hot.
Yeah, dropping knowledge.
It's about 90 degrees right now.
Yeah, about 91, 92 here. Canada is a confederation. More like a union, but yeah, that's what they call it. Right. Guinness used to be called malt liquor. All right. Now, from Ireland, live from Ireland, but actually from England now because the company got bought out by Heineken and they moved their brewery to England. 1856.
Murphy Stout.
Murphy's. Now, it used to say Irish Stout, but now it says Murphy's
Imported Stout.
Draft Stout. It's a mimic of the Guinness because this used to be a competing company. Murphy's used to be very big. Now it's barely around. If you go to Cork, Ireland, they drink Murphy's. You know, my daughter said it was really good when she went to the brewery she went to Cork, Ireland. She drank the Murphy's at the brewery 6 years ago, and she loved it. But it was founded by James J. Murphy. This is only a 14.9 ounce can. It's not even a 16 ounce can. 14.9. Brewed using only natural ingredients. You can look under Murphys.com. It's pasteurized beer. But the funny thing about this is brewed and canned by Heineken. Heineken United Kingdom Limited in Edinburgh, Scotland, under the supervision of Murphy Brewery in Cork, Ireland. Product of the United Kingdom, really Scotland in the United Kingdom. So, well, there's also the very rare Murphy's Red Ale. I can't find it anymore. I love that Murphy's Red Ale. Well, it made a hiss, made a gurgle. Away we go. I think this one is 4.1. I don't even think it's 4.2. Oh, damnation. It spilled. I'll be right back. My hand shook. Well, I guess it's going to be fine. I'll be right back.
What's everybody drinking in the chat? Anybody else drinking stouts? No, I mean, it's kind of hot for stout.
I don't think it's really a stout. It's more like a porter. This beer is so dry. This is such a dry beer. I bet you that's why my friend David didn't like it. It's so dry. It's like chalk. Look at it. I'll go back to full screen. The head is like cream. It's dark.
Yeah.
Smells like so this is Irish recipe, but it's brewed in Scotland. In a different country. Smells creamy. Smells barley malty, creamy, dark toasted, roasted malts. Cheers, folks. Watery body, so much lighter. Very dry finish. It's like cream. Y'all like cream? Yeah, let's keep it kosher because anybody can watch these. So we don't want to be like in the back alleys. You know what I mean? Ronnie, I grew up near San Antonio. Oh yeah, I like the heat myself, but
I do too. I think you have to have a pool to be able to jump into afterwards, which I'm gonna do.
I wouldn't want to live in New York City with all that cold weather. No.
Nah. I mean, that's why I'm here. And New York, actually, compared to other states, isn't even that bad. I've talked to people here who have moved from the Midwest states, And they say around this time it's already getting down to 40 degrees overnight. In the 70s, like early 70s during the day. So, the weather's dropping very quickly over there. You know, like Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ohio. A lot of people from those Midwest states move to this area, and then they tell me how cold it is up there. And it makes me feel like New York. It's nothing compared to that.
Oh
At
yeah.
least in New York where I live, because I know in upstate New York, it does snow a lot up there, like Buffalo area and stuff. I'm actually, just kind of outside the city, New York City, when I lived up there in Long Island.
Yeah. Right outside the city limits, huh?
But to me, it wasn't just outside. It was about an hour east of the city.
Oh, so about 40 miles east, huh?
Yeah, I live pretty much in the middle of the island as well.
You're in the middle of that. What are you guys drinking? Joe, I'm drinking some Keystone Ice, but nothing too impressive.
Cool. Cheers, John.
Okay, let me show you what I reviewed earlier. Hold on. I'm going to post a video in about a week. Hold on. So in August 2020, the Louisiana law changed and they started allowing these, what they call airplane bottles.
What's that?
Little 50.
Oh, the ones they sell in the airport.
Yeah, little 50 milliliter bottles, basically one shot. And I bought this one. It was only 50 cents.
50 cents. I remember I used to be able to buy them little tiny ones like that for I think like $1.25.
Yeah, so this was 50 cents, 99 peaches. It's
I like the 99 bananas. That was a good one.
yeah, the bananas is the original from 23 years ago. Now the peach is natural flavors. The company claims they only use natural flavors. Well, I did the review. I had it in the freezer for a month. And
Did it freeze?
no, it's 99 proof. It's
Yeah, it's 99 proof. Yeah.
It's almost 50% alcohol. It can't freeze.
Okay.
It won't freeze in a home freezer. Maybe if you went to one of these laboratories and they had the real deep freeze. But
I used to take the 99 bananas and pour it into a Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this one smelled like Takavaka. Smelled like Taka, but it tasted like real peaches. Like it was tasted like you were eating a peach. So it was pretty shocking. I ended up giving it a high score. It's not the kind of thing I would actually drink, but I figured, what the heck, for 50 cents? There's no downside.
No, it's not at all. And it's probably pretty good, right?
Nina,
Yeah,
you ought to get a stout.
hey,
Yeah, you ought to get a stout and join us.
yeah. Where's your stout?
Where's your stout? No doubt. Where's your stout? No doubt. Where's your stout? No doubt. Where's your
Gotta
stout?
stop working on those cars and pick up the stout.
Got all week to work on cars. Yeah, I know how you
Sun in
feel.
the sky. How do you feel? Hams. Enough with the hams. I'm tired of the hams.
That's a running joke. All right. I'm going to highlight myself, and then I'm going to give a quick showcase of this beer. Okay, let's get something straight. All right. David Garlic Pete gave me this beer. Thank you, David. Murphy's Imported Stout. He gave it to me because he said he didn't like it. It's very chalky. It's been on the market since 1856 when Ireland was still part of the British Empire. Of course, Northern Ireland still is, but that's another story. Anyway, you got some very lightly roasted malts. It's very mild. Everything about this thing is mild. The main thing is don't get nervous. No, the main thing is that it's just kind of chalky. It's very pleasant. I mean, if you're going to drink a lot, and I'm not going to today, I don't really do any day. But what was it? If you this would be better for session drinking because it's only 4.1. You see. Okay, Commerce Ozzy, good choices. Good choices. Yeah. Uh-oh, somebody's been listening to Edgar Casey. All right. Let me see if I can bring up the Murphy's website. www.murphys. Okay, hold on a second.
I hope everybody's having a nice weekend out there.
Yeah, good Labor Day weekend.
Really good weather here. No rain yesterday or today, and then they think maybe not tomorrow either. And there's been a lot of rain over here lately, so it's been a great weekend.
Same here. Well, the Murphy's website is not functioning. Let's see. There's nothing there. United. They show some nutritional information. Hold on. United States Beverage. Bear with me. Hold on.
Commerce Ozzy's drinking the Founder's Breakfast Stout. Cheers, Commerce. Dark, but that's the one you just recently did a review on, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. That thing's awesome.
So would you say basically that 4-pack of Elysian, the 12-pack with the 4 beers, is a good buy? Do you like all of them?
$18.99. It's a great buy. It's a great buy.
I can get it for $20.99 at Total Wine. I looked it up.
Yeah, I don't know about $20.99, but $18.99 is good.
So you wouldn't do it for $2 extra? It's not that good.
Yeah.
No, really.
I have limits beyond which I cannot be pushed. All right. Oh, I'm
Wait,
trying to find.
you refuse to pay like more than $20 for a 12-pack, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. Because plus you got tax. By the end of the transaction, what was it, like 23 something and change? Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they're good beers, which you seem to like them all.
They were great. Well, it looks like something happened. They're not showing the Murphys on the United States Beverage website anymore. They must have had a break. They must have had a divorce.
What about the Scotland website?
It didn't have anything on it. It just had nutritional information. Does me no good. Let's see. One more thing I could look up is Heineken USA. Let's see. 0408 1968. All right. Let's see. Brands. No. Next, nutritional information. That'll show it. How do you like your apartment complex so far? Pretty nice?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it a lot.
It's not too expensive?
I'm paying $1,300, almost $1,400 a month for a 1-bedroom.
Wow.
but it's very nice.
Wow.
And I can tell you from coming from a New York perspective, that's cheap for what I'm getting. Because I was actually paying $1,400 up there for a lot less than this, and I get paid about the same here. So I mean, I'm basing it off, that knowledge. But this past, so my lease was up in July, so I wanted to look at in this area. There's so many different apartment complexes. They're all over the place, and so I wanted to look around, but I couldn't because they weren't giving in-person tours because of the corona.
Yeah.
And I wasn't just going to do an online tour and move into a place that I had never even seen in person, So I kind of got, screwed up in that sense. So I just signed another lease to be safe for another year. But I like it here. It's really nice. It's very, very nice.
I think Florida probably has higher property values than Louisiana, huh?
I probably say so. And well, I don't know about the whole state, but this area, Pinellas County, and especially the Clearwater area, the property values are pretty high around here compared to the surrounding areas if you move a little bit farther north or a little bit farther inland, which is understandable because it's kind of like right next to the Clearwater Beach tourist area and everything.
Yeah.
But like I said, compared to where I was at in Long Island, it's cheaper and you get a lot more than what I got up there. So in all, I am happy here.
I'm glad to hear that.
And within the next year, I'm going to look into maybe buying a condo. It's a 20-minute car ride with traffic. A little bit less than 15 if there's like no traffic. I left early today, about around 9:30, and I got there within like 13 minutes. So it's pretty close.
Now the main highway north and south through Clearwater is United States Highway 19, right?
19, yeah. And then they also have Alt 19, which is closer to the beach.
Yeah, alternate 19 is like the slow road next to the beach.
Yeah. But yeah, the main one is 19, which is actually right down the road from me. I can walk right to 19.
Yeah, it's like a freeway,
Mm-hmm.
expressway.
Yeah. Yep, that's the main one in Pinellas County. 19 goes north to south.
Yeah, that's a very long road. That highway runs from Bradenton, Florida, all the way up to I think like the Canadian border somewhere.
Oh, really? I had no idea it went that far up.
Yeah. If you stay on it, it goes all the way through West Virginia.
So it goes through so it goes through Georgia, I guess. And,
oh yeah, it just keeps going up, and
really? Oh.
yeah, I think it goes all the way to almost to Canadian border. Yeah.
Now, when I drove down here, I took I-95 the whole way because that was on the east side.
Right.
And then once we came into Florida, we got to Orlando area, and then we took the I-4 from there to here, which
it goes across. Yeah.
That's the corridor basically from Orlando area to Tampa area. But I mean, maybe I should have just went a little bit further west and hit the US 19 if it goes straight all the way down to here. I didn't even know that.
Well, the problem with it though is that when you get north of Clearwater, you're going through every town, and it's no longer a freeway, and then you got to go through every red light.
Oh, okay. And it stays like that all the way up north?
For the most part, yeah. It's just like a little it's a highway that goes through every town, and for most of it, it's not a freeway, and so you would be stopping at every red light.
Okay.
It's a very old highway. I think it was started in 1926. So
when they first started the highway system.
Yeah, right. So it's like basically it's as old as cars.
Yeah, exactly.
So but it's historic, and I think it's called the Georgia-Florida Parkway.
Really?
Well, all the way up to Tallahassee, it's a 4-lane.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's a pretty big highway here, right?
Right.
Where I'm at.
Once you get out of all the towns, you can clip along pretty fast because there's really no. Once you get past Clearwater, there's a few other towns,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just really nothing until you get to Tallahassee. So you can make pretty good time. You could go 70 miles an hour most of the way, and you'll get to Tallahassee pretty fast. Anytime we go to St. Petersburg to watch the Rays, we take 19 from Tallahassee down, east of Tallahassee down, and we get there pretty fast. It's no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
I have yet to make it to a Rays game.
Yeah, I remember back 10 years ago they had a special. You could get 4 tickets for $20.
Yeah, well, it's still actually pretty cheap. They, before all the garbage going on right now, they even though they were a good team in 2019, they made it pretty far. They have problems with attendance, and they say it's because it's in the heart of St. Petersburg, and that like people getting out of work around this area in northern Pinellas, or even if you're in Tampa, which is in a whole another county, you got to work at 5 o'clock or whatever, and you hit all the traffic, and so it's hard to make it down to a game over there that starts at 7 o'clock. That's one of the reasons why they said they don't have great attendance.
Right, because people are tired, and on the weekends they now on a Saturday or Sunday game it'll be a lot better crowd, But
Yeah, but I guess the weekdays they were having a lot of trouble with.
terrible, yeah. And then another problem is that in Pinellas County you got a lot of elderly people.
Yeah.
And they just may not go to the games too much.
Yeah, they're probably not really interested in it. And I think the elderly go to more of the spring training games because there's a lot of spring training fields around here. Like the Phillies play in Clearwater, the Blue Jays play the next town over in Dunedin, and then you got the Yankees have Steinbrenner Field. They play in Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
And then there's a few. If you go south in Brandon, I think. What is it called? Brandon or Bradenton?
Yeah, Bradenton. Yeah,
Bradenton. There's one there. I don't remember which team, but there's a lot of spring training places around here in this area.
Well, people had said different things like, "Oh, the stadium is bad." Believe me, I've been to about 15 or 20 games there. It's not
the Tropicana Field.
No, it's no problem there. There's nothing wrong with that stadium.
The Yankee fans up in New York, they say it's garbage. Oh, it's a piece of garbage stadium. It's just New York talk. I think.
Yeah, I was talking to a fan from Baltimore once. I said, "How do you like the Tropicana Field?" It's awesome, man. Well, when you're in the heat in Florida, I mean, it's really hot during the day.
It is, yeah, and it's an indoor. It's the only enclosed that has a dome, and they never open it. It's
right.
100% indoors. They have the dome in Miami with the Marlins, but they can open it. They barely ever do, but they can.
Yeah,
but here in Tropicana Field, it's not openable. It's just 100% indoors.
When you walk in there and it's 72 degrees, and you were out there on the outside dying in the heat, you'd be glad you walking into that air conditioning. Believe me.
But they don't have a swimming pool like they have in Marlins Stadium.
Right, but they have a tank full of stingrays you can pet.
Yeah. Did you go swimming in the Marlins?
No.
When you went there?
No, that's at Phoenix. My father, the Marlins might have a pool now. My father loves Tropicana Field. My father loves Tropicana Field. That's his favorite stadium. We've been to. Me and my father.
Wow.
Yeah, me and my father been to stadiums around the United States, all the way to Chicago, and his favorite is Tropicana Field. So don't get him started.
Why is it his favorite? Because it's air conditioned. It's
comfortable. It's easy to park. It's
cheap too, right?
It's inexpensive. It's really easy. The seating is really comfortable. You can watch the game anywhere you sit. You can see the game really well. And
you're actually allowed to bring in your own food.
You bring your own food, and there's a sports bar right north of the stadium.
Imagine trying to bring your own food into Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
probably arrest you.
There's a really nice sports bar right north of the stadium. My father loves to go there.
There is. And everybody talks about it. You remember the name?
Yeah, Ferg's.
Ferg's, exactly. Yeah.
And so he loves doing that.
Everybody talks about that place.
Yeah, he loves doing that. And so then we went to Wrigley Field, went to the White Sox ballpark, went to St. Louis to see the Cardinals and other places. But he liked Tropicana the best.
Wow,
And,
it's funny that it's his favorite one. And they want to tear it down. They're talking about tearing it down.
After this Cocoa B, after this Corona B, they're never going to do it now. The economy won't allow it. There's no way. Forget it.
I don't know. They're still talking about it.
Nah, no one's going to fund it now. All right, I'm going to score the Founders an A, a 95, and I'm going to score the Murphys Boy, this is so dry. That's why my friend David didn't like it. It's so bone dry like chalk. But I would still say 91 out of 100. Yeah, it's nice.
91, that's good.
A minus, yeah.
Okay. You want me to give my score? Yeah, it is Guinness.
Yeah.
I'll score it in the category. Oh, so it's a category of stout or porter.
Stout.
I'm gonna score it very low in the stout category. I'm gonna give it like a 72. It's not impressive at all. It's watery. As far as a stout. As far as overall, I'll give it an 82. Is that fair?
It tastes kind of good, but you wouldn't be running to get it.
No, I would never run to get it. I would only buy it if I wanted to do Stout Sunday, and that's the only stout that I could find, which is why I bought it today.
Well, if you ever get a chance, go check out the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. If you go to ABC Wine and Liquor.
Okay, I'll look that up.
The 7.5, it's a different world. You know, it's different.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
One time
does it have similarities to this one?
No, it's much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like black cherries.
Oh, wow, that sounds good.
I think you're right, Deanna. There'll be no new stadiums.
I wasn't saying they were going to put a new stadium. I was saying they're going to tear this stadium down and they're going to put something else there. The city of St. Petersburg is talking about doing that.
That was before all of this hit.
No, they're still saying it.
Nah, they're crazy. It ain't going to happen. There's no money. There's no way they can do it.
There's private money. Real estate is still going strong here in Pinellas. I mean, maybe things are going to crash eventually, but with the whole corona, real estate is still going strong.
Well, my opinion is that I think Tropicana Field will be the home of the Tampa Bay Rays for at least 20 more years.
That's a strong statement because they're saying a couple of more years. Once the lease runs out on the stadium, they're talking about tearing it down. They might put high-rise condos up over there or something.
They're crazy.
Because the city of Tampa wants the Rays to come to their city. This has been an ongoing thing for a long time.
I know. I follow it. I know. Yeah. Well, first of all, ain't nobody going to sit outside in an outdoor stadium.
Well, yeah, I guess Tampa would go the same route and would make the same type of stadium, probably. But at least for the time being,
the problem is the Bay. The problem is the Bay. How many people on the west side of the Bay are going to drive east to go to Tampa to watch the Rays? I don't think the attendance is going to be any better. You got that problem with the water in the way.
It's not. No. It takes me 20 minutes to get to Tampa and 20 minutes, or actually a little bit longer to get to St. Pete, at least a half hour. So if I was going to drive from here to Tampa, I would get there more easily and quicker than if I was going to St. Petersburg, especially during rush hour. That's the whole problem with the attendance. So they're trying to bring all these logistics into place. And I think, at least from where I live, in Clearwater, it makes some sense. It's easier for me to get to Tampa than to go down south to St. Pete with the rush hour traffic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fine. I don't care. I don't live there.
The parking is more important.
I'm just saying, I've been to the stadium like 20 times to games, and I never had a problem with it. But that's me. I don't.
You weren't coming from work. You were on a vacation.
Right. I was at the hotel, and I just drove around and went
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
I hope it stays there. I don't want to see it torn down and have condos put up. I haven't even gone to the stadium yet.
yeah, it's kind of famous now. It's kind of like an institution in a way.
I don't like how they tear down stadiums and stuff like that. I'm a fan of history, so I don't like people just tearing down stadiums and building new ones. So I agree with that. I would prefer it to stay, but I hear what they're saying. I understand it, and they don't care. It's all about money.
Right. It's only been used for Major League Baseball for 22 years. I mean, that's not really that long.
The team isn't that old at all. They only started in the late '90s, right?
1998.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nothing.
All right. Well, anyway, so we had a pretty good Stout Sunday. We didn't have too many people joining. We only had me and Ronnie, but that's fine.
We had a good talk and we had a good chat.
Had a good.
Chat was, except for that guy. I guess he was using bad language. That guy right there.
Yeah, but he apologized and he said it's all about the money, 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 money,
Yeah,
money, money.
That is definitely right.
That's definitely it. Well, I'll drink 2 more beers today, but nothing special. And
What are you drinking?
oh man, Keystone Ice, And then John and Neely will
That's your go-to, right?
It's my go-to when they got it on sale for $8.99 a 15-pack.
Mm-hmm.
And then
sometimes I can get it for $7.99, and sometimes, believe it or not, I can get it for $5.99 a 15-pack at Dollar General. They have this amazing sale from time to time. $5.99.
That's insanity.
Yeah. Can you ever get it for that cheap?
Never, 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 never.
Yeah.
Never. I was excited when I went to see the Tampa Bay Rays and I got a ticket for $4,
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That was a special. You could get $4 tickets, but you had to use the MasterCard. I said, well, I don't care. I'll use a MasterCard, So, yeah, I know Canadian prices are outrageous.
Now, a lot of Canadians come down here and they stay here for the winter months in this area. And you see signs around that say, welcome to our Canadian friends. Your dollar goes a lot further here.
Yeah, yeah, right. The Canadians
it's
come.
Funny that they put that on like the business signs.
Yeah, they come to Florida and they think they're rich.
Mm-hmm.
There's a liquor store across the street in close to St. Petersburg where we stay. Man, you can get the best deals in the world at this liquor store right on Highway 19.
Really?
And I just walk. Oh, I can't remember. I just walk over there from the hotel. I don't even drive. And my father said, "I'm gonna watch a movie. Go over there. I don't care." So I said,
"What's the name of the hotel?"
Days Inn.
Cool. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I got a good deal on it, But anyway,
I'm sure it was a nice one. They probably have a pool, right?
Yeah, they have a pool, a little courtyard in the middle where you can kind of hang out, lounge chairs, and go swimming and stuff, barbecue, whatever.
Basically, every hotel around here is nice. I'm saying hotel, not necessarily like the motels, but any hotel, even the franchise Days Inn or the Holiday Inn, they're all nice.
It was a bunch of like Mexican guys out there that night. They were all out there barbecuing and drinking Modelo. They were drinking Modelo and barbecuing like at 10:30 at night. They were all like, "Yeah, man, yeah, man." So my daddy was like, "Well, they're having a good time out there." I said, "Yeah, they're barbecuing ribs, But anyway, I walked across the highway to the liquor store. If the Canadians came down here and they went to that liquor store, they'd be like shocked to see the low prices.
I'm sure they do. And then beer prices in Canada are just crazy from what I hear.
Outrageous. I mean,
So they must love coming to Florida.
Oh, they just go hog wild. I'm sure they go crazy, you know. And then right down by the hotel, there's this Chinese.
You hear that?
Yeah, I'll have to talk to you about that off air one day. Off air, there's this Chinese restaurant. It's kind of famous. They
Yeah.
have really good, like kind of like a gourmet Chinese food. And my father was like going crazy. He was like, "Oh man, this is the best Chinese food I ever had."
So that's his best Chinese food he had. His favorite baseball stadium is Tropicana Field. Why doesn't he just move to St. Petersburg?
Yeah, and he loved the church. We went to mass at the churches. He loved that. But he was like, "Man, this food is so good." But he was serious. He was right. That food is so good. Oh man, it was just so good. And then I'm like, "What do you want to do in St. Petersburg? We're here. What do you want to do?" "Well, I'm going to lay in bed and watch a movie." I was like, "Okay."
Well, that's okay. You know,
Right.
your dad, he lives in Louisiana still, right?
Yeah, he's 76 years old. You
Have
know,
you ever considered moving to Florida?
he ain't going anywhere except the graveyard.
77 is not that old.
76.
76 is not old.
But he loves to go to like restaurants and try the food, you know. So he was like totally fascinated. He loves going to Ferg's. He loves going to Tropicana Field. He likes going to churches, you know, like going to mass in St. Petersburg.
Visiting like different Catholic churches.
Oh yeah, we went to the cathedral twice, and he just loves it, you know. Yeah, well, I went to Pittsburgh's PNC Park 4 years after they opened it. It was fabulous. I went there 10 years later, and it wasn't that good. It was starting to get kind of run down. All the paint was faded, and I thought to myself, "Uh-oh."
So you've been to City Field, right? And
I've been to every major league park.
I think City Field is a pretty nice field.
I like it. And then there's these repair shops right across the street from it.
Oh yeah, I mean the Flushing isn't a very nice area itself, but City Field I think is pretty nice.
Oh yeah, it's an A. It's an A. Yeah.
And you can get right there from the train. You don't even have to drive in there.
Yeah, get off the train and walk in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
That's one thing with see, the Yankee Stadium, you can't get into the Bronx that easily from Long Island. You can get into Queens very, very easily and go right into City Field. And that's one thing where even if you're getting out of work at 5 o'clock, and on Long Island, there's 3 different train tracks. There's one in the north, there's one in the middle, and there's one on the South Shore. And then there's other ones that connect into these. So there's a very intricate train system up there. And then, so you just get out of work. If you want to hop on the train, you park your car in the train station and drive it in, take the train into Queens. If you want to watch the Mets game, you get there in less than an hour. So it's very easy to get into there. You don't really have to worry about all the traffic. And then, so if you get out at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, you might take a little while to get home, but it's easy to get into.
And getting to the Bronx is a real headache.
No, forget about the Bronx. No way.
Only
that's a different story.
Unless you're coming from Connecticut or upstate, then it's easy, you know. See,
Mm-hmm.
I've been to many games at Yankee Stadium. Believe me, since 2002, many games.
I've never been to a Yankee Stadium. I'm not a fan of the Yankees. My family never liked the Yankees, so we just never bothered.
Yeah, I went to the second stadium, and then I've been to many games at the third stadium. They've had 3 stadiums there. You know.
I had no interest in going to the Bronx. I had no interest in seeing the Yankees. So, and I still don't.
Yeah, I just went because I wanted to go to every stadium, and I parked at the hotel, so of course I was already in the Bronx. I just left my car at the hotel, and then I walked to the stadium. You know.
Now, Flushing is not a very nice area, Flushing, Queens, but South Bronx is a horrible area. Where Yankee Stadium is borderline ghetto.
It's questionable.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Now Flushing, there's Chinatown. So
Yeah, Flushing is a very Asian area.
So I parked in Chinatown, and I just walked from Chinatown to the stadium, and then I walked back to my car. I ate. They have really good food in Chinatown in Flushing, not in Manhattan. Manhattan is a clip joint.
No,
So
in Queens, if you want to get any kind of ethnic type food, every single nationality you can find any neighborhood for that nationality if you go to Queens. Queens is the most probably international county in the whole country. I would say you can find any country that you want to find over there in Queens. Would you agree?
Yeah, and the Bronx.
No, not the Bronx. No, not the Bronx. Bronx is very Latin infused.
Well, if you go to certain parts of the Bronx, they have an Italian neighborhood called Little
Yeah,
Italy.
oh yeah. They have old school Italians and stuff around, but it's mostly a Hispanic area.
And they
But
have Hispanic.
in Queens, there's almost every country you can think of.
Right.
Even Eastern European countries, Caribbean countries,
Hebrew.
any Latin countries.
Hebrew.
Yeah, Hebrew.
So I've done a lot of walking through Queens. I walked.
Hebrew is bigger in Brooklyn. Brooklyn has a big Jewish neighborhood over there. I think it's called part of Brooklyn. Is it maybe Williamsburg? I don't exactly know, but
Bensonhurst.
there's a lot. It might be Bensonhurst. Michael Komaroff, I'm sure would know.
He would know. He lives in Brooklyn. All right. Well, anyway, it's been a good hangout. It's been over an hour. We did some good stouts. Well, you say an average stout.
I would say a below average stout, and maybe they should call it a porter again. You know, just go back to what they were calling it before.
That's harsh, but
Why not? Why not? There's something wrong with calling it a porter.
Hey, what do I always say? You got to call it like you see it, right?
Yeah. What do you think? I think you probably agree.
I like it, but it's not really a stout because when you think of a stout, you think of thick and strong, not thin and watery.
So what's wrong with calling it a porter?
I don't know. It's like some kind of way porter became some kind of like bad word.
So porter is basically like a light stout.
Right. All a stout means is that it's a strong porter. Stout is a porter, but a strong porter. I don't think 4.2 is a strong porter.
And it's funny that they used to call it a porter, and then they just stopped calling it a porter.
Yeah, for marketing reasons, not for like you're tasting it right now. You can tell it's thin.
Mm-hmm. And it has the exact same ABV as a Bud Light. Come on. What are you guys doing here? Who are you trying to trick with this stuff?
Yeah, what's going on around here? All right. Well, thanks, folks, for watching. We're off the air now, and we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up this week. We got Multi Monday, but I forgot to buy my Hellas. So I may not.
What is Multi doing?
I forgot. Yeah, I'm not buying a 6-pack for that outrageous price.
What is it? Hellas Bach or?
Just Hellas, Munich Hellas beers, like Spaten.
Does it have to be from Germany?
Not necessarily.
Does it have to be European?
Has to be like a Hellas style, the Hellas Munich Bach. Munich.
Isn't Natty Daddy a Hellas style?
Well, Munich lager style, Hellas Munich lager, like Spaten.
Okay.
Use Spaten as your baseline. I'm not paying $10.99 for a 6-pack of Spaten. No, I'm not doing it. I don't care. I'm not doing it. Then we have Wildcard Wednesday, of course. The Beer Man has beer and cheese on Tuesday. Alex has food and beer on Friday.
Yeah.
And then we have Stout Sunday next Sunday, probably in the morning with John and Illy hosting.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, he'll be back. All right. Well, thanks, folks, for watching this long but very enjoyable hangout. And everybody take care. Drink some stouts. And join tomorrow night for Multi Monday with Munich Hellas beers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.